Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes. The Casanovians. Yes, yes, boys. I just wanted to do this quick little Sunday live stream for you before I go into the field today and do my third day of one-on-one coaching. But yeah, I just wanted to put this stream together because I think it's a really important topic. And by the end of this stream, you'll know exactly why cold approach doesn't work for most guys and how you can fix it to actually have the sort of conversations that lead to dates, have these magical experiences with wife-worthy women, and no longer live like a closet heterosexual. Because that's really the thing. That's really the thing that after working with over 200 guys, the guy that I'm working with at the moment also fits into this category. The main thing really that holds most guys back with cold approach is closet heterosexuality, right? Living like a closet heterosexual, being ashamed of being a man, having masculine desire, wanting to actually go over and declare unapologetic intent to a beautiful woman. There's so much conditioning that currently affects men that when they're in their cold approaches, it can often feel like it's not really them in the approach. It feels like it's their conditioning. And what I've really been working with the current guy that I'm working with in London over these past few days is removing the nonsense, removing the conditioning, removing the bullshit until what is left is the version of him who he wants to be, but has been too ashamed or too scared to actually be throughout his day-to-day life. So if you've currently done less than 100 cold approaches at the moment, you might almost feel frustrated when you're in your cold approaches because it doesn't feel like it's you in that conversation. Maybe it feels as though you're hiding behind a mask. Maybe it feels as though you're hiding behind this smoke screen of uncertainty. You're giving off these gay best friend, platonic shit chat type of vibes. And I know this is true because this was what it was for me for the first couple of years when I was learning cold approach. You can go back and watch the early infields on my channel, so you know I'm not talking out my ass. I was giving off all of the wrong signals. I would hide behind humor. I would be doing lots of weird facial and hand gestures. I was just radiating insecurity because I hadn't fully yet give myself permission to step into my full unapologetic masculinity. And I see it all the time with the guys that I'm working with. In fact, the current guy that I'm working with on his first day of his immersion, I explained it to him that the reason why the women are not responding well to you right now is because you're giving off these gay best friend, platonic, good Samaritan vibes. So he was going over, his tonality was way too high. So he sounded like a castrated schoolboy. So every time he would give compliments, the intonation at the end would just be too high. So rather than saying, you look incredible, and really speaking directly to a woman's biology rather than her psychology, it was, you look amazing, you look beautiful. And it was all too high pitched. It was all coming at this upward inflection, almost as though it kind of feels like an interrogative inflection where it feels more like you're asking a question. It feels more like you're asking for permission. Is this okay to do? And really what we've been working on over the past couple of days is polarizing through authenticity, is actually leading with your balls, not being apologetic with your approaches. Something I say to my guys all the time is, going halfway with half a heart only digs a deeper grave. If you're going to approach, you really need to mean it. Torero said it best. He said, you can't be half a gangster. So if you are going to approach, make the approach count. And after you've done 100 approaches, it's no longer about counting your approaches. It's making your approaches count. And during this immersion in London, with the 50-year-old guy that I'm currently coaching, it's been night and day. The first day, it was a lot of unlearning, which is really what I do with my guys. I'm not teaching you how to cold approach. I'm teaching you how you can become the version of yourself who cold approach can work for. That's why I don't do any group coaching, because everybody is an individual. We're all riding our unique wave of personal renaissance, and everybody's operating on their own timeline. So the first day really was about removing the conditioning. And the beautiful thing about this immersion is he's having everything filmed. Okay, so everything is for private training purposes. So now he can watch back his interactions in real time and he's got a point of reference. So he can see himself in the conversation. He can listen back to his conversation. So when I'm saying you need to lower your tonality, you need to go in there, stand closer to the girl, create more tension. Now he can understand it. So the second day, it was just night and day. He came out the second day and removing so much of this closet heterosexuality, his approaches were way more powerful, got way more phone numbers. But what's more important for me than just getting phone numbers and getting dates and happy endings is showing up as you actually want to show up. And, you know, he was saying to me, it's took him 50 years to get to this point where nobody's ever gave him this direct, no bullshit feedback before, because this is really what I do with my guys. It's how I turn decades into days. I just listen into their conversations. I give them real-time feedback. I tell them exactly what they need to work on. And this is why one approach with me is worth around 30 approaches on your own, because feedback is the name of this game. You don't know what you don't know. It's kind of like if I wanted to learn a martial art, you know, rather than watching YouTube videos and rolling around with a pillow on my kitchen floor, I found somebody who's an expert in that field. I pay them money to help me accelerate my progress. But some really quick fire points for you to keep in mind. If you feel as though at the moment you're not really taking your balls into your approaches, maybe girls are giving you feedback like, oh, that's so nice, oh, bless you, oh, thank you so much, then really the approach, you're not taking your balls with you, right? It's giving off these weird gay best friend, good Samaritan vibes. And that's okay for a time being, because I think that a reason why a lot of guys struggle with cold approach is just a lack of permission. So stacking positive reference experiences can be useful at the start, but the thing that gets you here won't get you there. You don't want to continue giving off these good Samaritan vibes. You need to actually have an intention of what you're going out there to do today. Because if your intention is go out into the field today to get dates, to meet these women again, then you need to drop the mask, you need to drop the persona. And by the way, I go into full detail in how to do all of this thing step by step in the free training that I've linked below. So below, you'll see a link, click that link, it'll take you to a 28-minute video where I break down my entire anti-game artistry system. This is the exact same system that's already worked for over 200 guys like you. And I just lay out everything, what you should do, everything, what not to do. This is just the thing that's worked. So if you're looking to get results fast, click the link below, watch that video, access the free training. Make sure to watch the video in full as well, because I go super deep, in depth as to why you feel the way you feel right now, why you're not getting the results you want to be getting, and how to fast track this entire process. But a lot of it is understanding the conditioning. It's not you at the moment when you're in your cold approaches. And that's why a lot of this stuff is not totally your fault, okay? If you look at the conditioning, if you look at biological conditioning, where in the caveman days, if you were to go over and approach a woman and she said, no, thank you, it would have meant exile. It would have meant your DNA wasn't worthy of replication. So no food, no shelter, no sex. So these days, just being rejected is like, back then, it wasn't just about embarrassment, it was about exile. And we almost carried that primitive fear into the modern day. So understand that when you are going out there, for a lot of guys, it's not as easy as just going over, having conversations. It's really fighting against the bullshit. It's fighting against the conditioning. But in tactical ways, when you are going out there today, first of all, make sure that when you are delivering compliments, you've got a lower grounded tonality. So rather than saying, you look amazing, you look incredible. And just practice that to yourself 100 times. Even before you go out into the field. That's what I used to do when I was learning cold approach. I would just practice my delivery over and over and over again until it started to feel as natural as drinking water. If you've got a way of recording the audio of your conversations, then start doing that, because you need a point of reference. So just use the voice recorder app on your phone, capture the audio through your headphones, and then just try and listen to yourself back. If you set the intention today to do 10 direct cold approaches in 2 hours, aim to record the audio of at least 5 of those conversations, and then listen to yourself back after the session. And really, the thing that I'm looking for when I'm listening to my clients is the open and the close. That's all cold approach comes down to, is open and close. So if you can close like a man, and if you can open like a man, then you'll do well, right? Because if you can just focus on delivering your open as powerful as possible, so you go over, you say, excuse me, you make solid eye contact, and you say, you look incredible. And then you have a little bit of back and forth. What are you doing today? A little bit about you, a little bit about her. Just watch the infields on my channel if you are struggling with conversation skills. I've also got a full course which is called Conversation Killer. It's a completely free course, so you might as well download it. That walks you through A to Z, the full conversation playbook. But if you are a complete beginner right now, I would just be focusing on opening and closing. So go over nice and strong. Excuse me, you look incredible. What are you doing today? She's like, oh, I'm going shopping. Oh, you going shopping? Nice. Yeah, I just got to London today. I'm going to meet with some friends, blah, blah, blah. But listen, you are beautiful. So another time, I want to take you out on a date. What's the best way to get hold of you? Are you on WhatsApp? So when it came to the close yesterday with the guy that I'm coaching, he almost became too apologetic with the way that he was going for contact details. And he was using these random filler words like, oh, I kind of want to take your number, but he was never making it clear why he wanted to take the number. You need to make it clear what you actually want. Yeah, so you're going over there, big set of balls, you look incredible. And then when it comes to the close, don't hide behind anything. Don't hide behind these filler words like, oh, well, I would kind of like to take your number. No, it's like, well, listen, you're beautiful. I want to take you out on a date. What's the best way to get a hold of you? All this game comes down to, like, if there's one thing you take away from my videos or one thing you take away from this stream, all this comes down to is balls, right? Balls are the ultimate aphrodisiac. Remember, going halfway with half a heart only digs a deeper grave. Robert Greene talks about it in the 48 Laws of Power. Enter action with boldness. Boldness is what's going to get you results, right? Because when you go in nice and bold and you're audacious and you're not apologizing and you've got the lower tonality, you're getting nice and close to the girl, you're making the seductive eye contact, you're saying to her, I want you. And that is an incredible feeling for women in the modern day, to feel beautiful, desired, and sexy by an unapologetic Renaissance action hero. So what I would suggest is watch the free training below this video. That'll take you through my full system. It's completely free, so you might as well watch it. And then today, when you are going out to do your approaches, just focus on the two elements that matter, opening and closing. Because the more audacious you can become by practicing, because you become what you practice, you'll start to feel less like a closet heterosexual. You'll start to feel less ashamed for your desire and presenting yourself in your raw, authentic, divine masculinity. That's all it comes down to, is just opening and closing, because most guys can't open, right? Most guys watch these videos and do nothing with them, okay? They're just theory junkies. But watching free videos and expecting your life to change is like sniffing a condom wrapper, expecting to lose your virginity. Information does nothing for you. It's implementation what you need. So if you can go out today and you can do 10 direct call approaches, don't worry too much about conversations. Don't worry too much about having these long, poetic masterpieces. Because you'll probably watch guys online and, you know, they've got incredible verbal game and they're verbally bamboozling the girl and they're saying all this random shit and you're thinking, oh my God, I'm never going to be able to get to that level. You don't even need to. Like, you don't even need to have incredible conversations to get results with daytime call approach. You just need massive balls. Because when I was first learning this skill, because I came from an entertainer background, because I was a magician for a decade, I thought being a magician would help me in the land of seduction. And really it held me back for a long time, because I was going over to women, and rather than going over to arouse, I was going over to audition. I was going over with the mindset of, please like me, please validate me, please give me approval. And you can just see it in my early conversations. You can see how much of a sniveling mess I used to be. You can see how supplicating I was in my conversations. You can smell the insecurity and the desperation all over me in my early in fields. But this is why now when I'm working with my guys, I can just turn decades into days, because I know exactly what they need help with. It's being a closet heterosexual. It's hiding behind humor. It's being too scared to show your dick and show your balls. Not literally, but metaphorically, because that's what you want to be doing when you're going into these approaches. It's being unapologetic. It's being shameless. I think that's probably the best word that I can think of right now. It's just this shamelessness. Like, if you think about guys in Latin American culture, they're just shameless. They're walking over to girls. They don't give a flying fuck if they get rejected. They understand it's a numbers game, but the more you open, the more you close. I think the more shameless we can be, the better our approaches are going to be. Because the guys are often got this worry of, oh, well, what if people see me approaching? It's like, motherfucker, who gives a shit? You can't be half a gangster, right? You cannot be half a gangster. If you're going to get started with daytime call approach, you need to leave your closet heterosexuality at the door, because it's an unforgiving game, right? Especially if you're on the streets of London, people don't give a fuck about you. They don't want to hear your good Samaritan approach. They need you to get to the point as well. So something else that we need to do is stop justifying the reason for going over there. I've been guilty of this many times in the past, and I think a lot of it is watching too much pickup videos. You know, when guys go over and they justify the approach, it's like, oh, excuse me, I just saw you, and what I noticed about you. And I just wanted to say, and it's like, all of this is just blah, blah bullshit. Get to the point, dude. People's attention spans are worse than fucking goldfish right now. So you don't want to be saying all this pickup jargon. When you've walked over to a woman, all you need to say, excuse me, you look incredible. Get rid of the filler. Get rid of the nonsense. Get rid of the bullshit. Stop saying, I just saw you. Stop saying what I noticed about you. Stop going on these long tirades of poetic conversation. Oh, you're from Colombia. When I think about it, it's just like, it makes you sound like a weird robot. So just practice today, going over to 10 women and just saying, excuse me, you look incredible. Just keep repping that out. And then when you do run out of things to say, which is going to happen, that's completely normal, rather than throwing some verbal diarrhea into the conversation, just go for the close and be shameless with the approach. Just say, listen, you're beautiful. I want to take you out. What's the best way to get a hold of you? Are you on WhatsApp? And then you can assume the close. You can literally hand her your phone as you're saying, are you on WhatsApp? Like a ballsy move. So closet heterosexuality is the reason why you're struggling. If you do consider yourself as a quote unquote nice guy, if you've got these people pleasing tendencies, if you put other people's needs before your own, if you have a habit of pedestalizing other people, I'd start off by reading that book. It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy. It'll speak to your soul. That was a game-changing book for me. I really enjoyed it. But then just getting started with cold approach, there's no substitute for authentic action. You're not going to learn this stuff by hiding behind a screen. You'll learn it in the real world, right? You'll become proficient by doing. I know it's scary at the start. I do get that. But I think the final thing I'll leave you with is really the compounding effect that you're taking with this. So going out today and doing 10 direct cold approaches is most likely not going to get you a girlfriend. It's most likely not going to get you a wife right now, but it's a compounding effect. It's every approach that you do, you are investing into the identity of the man who you want to embody. And also every approach you do, even if it goes shit, even if you get rejected, even if you do stumble over your words, and you look back on that conversation, you're like, I was giving off those gay best friend vibes there. Every time you do the approach, you are signaling to the universe, I'm no longer in the closet. I'm no longer having my balls sucked away by society. I am a autonomous, sovereign individual who is now going after what he wants rather than settling for what he thinks he can get. Like I say to you all the time, it goes way deeper than just talking to women. It's a complete overhaul of your current character. It's not doing your best. It's doing what's necessary. And I think if you can go out today and you can do 10 direct cold approaches, you take your balls with you, you put your big boy pants on, you just go over to women who you find attractive, forget what other people are thinking, stop giving a flying fuck about what that random postman is thinking when he looks at you doing the approach. Invite the spotlight. Don't avoid the spotlight because people are going to look anyway. But if people do see you approaching, they either respect it or they're jealous. This is what guys think. They either respect it and think, fair play, bro, or they're jealous and they wish they could do it. That's why my infield gets so much hate from these anonymous trolls online, because they're jealous. They secretly love and respect it. I think it was Drake who said that jealousy is just love and hate at the same time. Because when people see something which is so far out the ordinary, they just don't know how to comprehend it anymore. It triggers them. It triggers them so much. But that's what you need to do in this world. If everybody likes you, you're not living. If you're not getting hate on a daily basis, if everybody's friendly to you, then it means you're too passive. It means you're too platonic. Nobody likes vanilla. The best thing you can do is go to a barbecue where everybody supports Chelsea Football Club and just say, yeah, I think Chelsea's shit. You should make a habit out of just being more polarizing, being more obnoxious. Like, go into the other side, because if you're anything like the guys who I work with, you are just probably too nice at the moment. And women don't want nice, right? They don't want nice. They want thrill. They want danger. They want adventure. And I think we should also remind ourselves of how powerful the approach itself is. Just the weight of an approach, sometimes it gets overlooked. If you've done thousands of approaches, you probably forgot how powerful the act of approaching actually is. Just the act of approaching already positions you in the rarefied realm of men. We have this phrase in the entourage of this impregnating energy. And I think that's an amazing way of describing it. When you're walking over to a woman, stone cold sober, big set of balls, and you're unapologetic, you're shameless, you're just like, you look incredible. There's not much that comes close to that in terms of presenting the unrivaled masculinity, especially in the modern world where people are just scared, right? Everybody is just a copy of a copy of a copy. Everybody's become this weird cookie cutter version of a man. Oh, be a good boy, work your 9 to 5, ask for permission when you're allowed to go for a shit. So
it's way deeper than just talking to women. It's reclaiming your balls. It's reclaiming your masculinity. It's reclaiming your agency and your power as a man. So if there's one thing you take away from this stream, go out today, do a shitload of approaches, try and do 10, make them nice and ballsy, nice and direct. If you can record the audio of your conversations, even better, because now you've got a point of reference. And if you are struggling, watch the free training that I've linked below, because that literally just walks you through everything you need to do in the modern world to get results with daytime call approach. I'm going to shut the fuck up now. I love yous. If you enjoyed this live stream, drop it a like, and I'll speak to you boys again soon. All right, love you. Mwah.